Hey everyone! Here we are just north of Ottawa in this quaint little corner of Chelsea where we like to buy candles.
So just up the 5 from town, you'll find the Doozy Candle factory, which just celebrated its 20th anniversary last year. One of my favorite places. I've been along for much of those 20 years, and it's always a pleasure to be here. And we're going to go inside. Emily's going to buy a candle.
I'm going to buy a candle.
And we're going to have a chat with our friends at Doozy Candle. We're here in the heart of the Doozy Candle factory, sitting with Bruce Langer, creative director and co-owner of Doozy Candle, who's graciously taken a little bit of time out of his schedule ramping up for the holiday season to have a few words with us. Hey, Bruce.
How you doing, Sean?
I'm doing great, man.
Good.
It's nice
Good
to be
see
here.
you.
So, tell us a little bit about Doozy Candle.
What would you like to hear? Where should I start?
Well, where did you start? When did you first start getting into making candles?
For me, I started in 1969, Sean, on Queen Street in Toronto.
A banner year.
I met this candle maker from California in Grossman's Tavern, the legendary Grossman's Tavern on Spadina Avenue, and he had just arrived from California and had some fabulous works of wax art in the shed out back of Grossman's. And I was ready for a career change, and I asked him if he would teach me how to make candles, and he said, what kind of candles do you want to make? And I said, I want to have a candle factory.
Amazing. So fast forward to when you first kind of hit the National Capital Region and when you first started making candles around here. When was the candle factory born, so to speak?
I came to Ottawa in the winter of '97 for a job in property management, which was the field I was in. I hadn't made candles for 25 years for a living since then. And Greg Brayford, who I had met when he was 4 years old through my children, lived in Ottawa and came to my apartment and saw an old candle that I had made from 25 years previous and asked me if I could teach him how to make candles.
Nice. And you've been partners with Greg in candle making since then, pretty much?
That's correct.
Now, I first found out about Doozy Candle because I went to Carleton University, and I'd ride the bus down Bronson Avenue. And I remember seeing your shop that you had there.
Doozy Candle and the hemp solution.
Yeah, exactly. And one day my curiosity got the best of me, and I got off the bus a few stops early, and I came in and bought this.
Yes.
This was my first Doozy Candle, and I've had dozens and dozens ever since. And it's in, actually, right now to get refilled for, I think, the 4th or 5th time. And I remember one time, the last time I brought it in, I told you about it, and you turned to one of the employees here and said, well, there you have it. Who do you know who has a 20-year-old candle? Like, this candle is almost
1999. 1999.
Yeah, I think like 2000.
Or 2000.
2000 or 2001 is when I first got that candle. So, obviously, a 20-year-old candle, I'm going to pump your tires here a little bit, is incredibly unique. The fact that you can get them refilled is incredibly unique. But what is it that makes Doozy Candles so special? What goes into it that makes this candle different from other candles?
Well, first of all, it's the material that we use is fully refined food-grade paraffin, the highest quality you can buy for candle making. The fragrances are between 18 and 38% essential oil, depending on the fragrance. The construction of the candle the type is a concentric core burning candle, which means it burns a core right down the center, creates a wind shelter for the flame, so it's not an open flame, very safe, and then it's reusable and refillable. So that's why you have a candle that lasted 20 years.
Yeah.
And candles in many cultures is a very ceremonial kind of act to light a candle and burn a candle in many cultures and many different religions are integrated with that. And so it's important that we keep that alive, and that's part of the mission of Doozy Candle, was to continue the art and trade and pass it on to further generations. Greg is one generation removed from my generation. The employees that we have are another generation removed from Greg's generation, and we're passing our art and trade onto them so that we can keep the art of Doozy Candle going.
I like that a lot, especially this day and age, in a world of LED lights and harsh bright lights. It certainly feels special when Emily and I have friends over, and we know Dave has got a number of your candles in his place as well, to sit down, and like you said, it feels ceremonial to light a candle, and then suddenly in your space has just got this brilliant warm light. On top of 20 years of history of making candles, Doozy Candle is a mainstay in the music scene. Greg, one of the co-owners, is a musician in his own right, and Bruce is a diehard music fan. And in my own music career, Silver Creek has lit their stages with Doozy Candles. We've had Doozy Candles burning in the studio for every single record that we've made, and Doozy Candles have been on stages all around town, from Blues Fest specifically to West Fest. Is there a connection to the music scene, do you find, Bruce? Is it something that you look to like foster a relationship with music? Every time I come in here, there's always music playing. It's clear that you guys are rooted in music. Is that sort of part of your mandate or modus operandi?
Well,
so to speak?
It's part of the culture. I mean, our candle was born in the late 60s, in the Summer of Love, and there's a huge music history that we have with Greg's involvement, and we've always participated in music festivals. We've had booths at the Blues Fest and the Jazz Fest. We've gave our candles to various performers at various times at those festivals. I remember giving a Fat Boy to Gord Downey at their sound check. I ran from the booth with this Fat Boy to present him a candle. Lauryn Hill, when she played the Blues Fest, left with 2 candles burning and stepped into her limousine with the 2 Doozy candles burning. One for each of her 2 children, one for her child and one for her at the time. So
amazing.
Yeah, it's part of the culture.
I remember the first year that I played West Fest with my band. You had the big, like, multi-wick ones on either side of the stage.
We had some big ones on.
I remember stepping out on stage for my sound check and being particularly happy about that, to the point where maybe the guys in my band busted my chops a little bit. Like, they're always kind of making fun of me a little bit for getting as excited
You're
as I do.
You're a big candle fan, Sean. You're a big Doozy Candle fan.
Well, and our
which
show...
we appreciate.
Yeah.
I mean,
I try to send as many people your way as possible.
And we love to light up your stage. And that, like, when you did the show at the Rainbow.
Yeah, the Tom Petty show.
Yeah, we and when you were in at the Black Sheep, we love to light up your stage and
Dave was
make
on that
it a
gig.
scene.
I think they probably could have turned the heat off in that room for the number of candles that we had going on stage at the Black Sheep that time.
Yeah.
That was a great day. Yeah, I feel like for me, just because there's always been one there. Like, we made a record in Pennsylvania and made a point of bringing one of the candles down.
Far out.
There's always been one there. So, like, in my mind, it's very much linked with music. And our living room space that every Wednesday, we start the show we showed you this earlier, by lighting the candles, and then we end it by blowing it out. And there's music playing while that happens too. So that's sort of part of our...
We're very honored.
Yeah, it's part of our ritual, and it's like I said, it's just a nice warm light, and it makes the space more inviting. So obviously, with the pandemic and COVID and social distancing, times are tricky, specifically for the retail experience. What have you guys done to adapt and change and make things a little bit safer so that I understand you were closed for a number of months, but now that you're open, what's new as far as the Doozy Candle experience is concerned?
Well, we were closed for 3 months and had income only related to internet shopping and the occasional call up, so revenues were severely impacted. But the gift shop experience is, as you see, as you've walked through, is totally different than it ever has been before. We've spent quite a few thousands of dollars to put up plexiglass and screens, and people have been used to, smelling our candles, handling our candles. It's a very tactile product, so we have to change that and have sort of implemented changes like a scent station where we provide samples that they can smell a disposable sample of the fragrance and not handle the product. So it's been a challenge, and we've cut back on the hours. We used to be open 7 days a week. We're now open 5 days a week. Fortunately, it's our high season now, fall and winter. We're going into Christmas season, so our customers have been faithful and loyal, and the area is still very popular, Chelsea, so lots of people are coming and shopping, and revenues are building, and we're hopeful that that things will be sustained and will work out well.
There's lots of candles being made around here, so what do you see going forward for Doozy Candle Factory?
We're compressing our operation into the center bays, and we're trying to animate this large building that we have into a plaza. So have a few more food options here, and something to attract people at night where we can retail at night and we can have our candles lit and put on a show, and that's the idea, and always has been the idea. You have a beautiful big building, you have to put it to the best possible use.
And at the center of it all, Doozy Candle.
That's right.
Well, there you have it, folks. Just across the river from the national capital, Ottawa, in beautiful Chelsea, you can find the Doozy Candle Factory. We are certainly huge fans at Silver Lining Sessions, and we'd like to say thank you very much, Bruce, for having us in. It's been a pleasure getting a behind-the-scenes look, and always a great time chatting with you, my friend.
It's always good to see you, Sean.
Awesome. Thanks a lot.
Cheers.